Good evening and welcome to TDOC Talks. I'm Nasa Taylor, Director of Communications for the Tennessee Department of Correction. And I'm excited. I'm down here at TCA today and I have with me Superintendent Ronald Whitmore and our Director of Training, Terence Davis. This is a place where everything training-wise really comes out of. All those trainings you have throughout the state come to fruition right here. And so most people don't understand all that this academy actually does. So I want to take a moment just to say, number one, hello everybody.
Good evening.
And hello.
You guys look a little nervous.
Just a little bit. I've heard this can be tough sometimes.
Yeah.
No, it's not tough. We're just talking to our team.
All right.
Team
All
TDOC tuning in.
Then I feel better.
You know, so just regard the rest of the millions of people who are watching.
Okay. Well, we relax then.
Okay, relax. So everyone thinks about the Academy for BCOT and BPOT. Can you explain kind of what those are and what takes place here regarding those two programs for our new employees?
Sure. BCOT is our basic correction officer training. That's for all our pre-service for correction officers. They would come for a 6-week period of training. Out of those 6 weeks, 4 of those are here at the Academy. The first 2 weeks are at their respective institutions. Okay. So with those 4 weeks, training consists of firearms and showing them the best way to conduct themselves in the institution, how to be safe, what to watch out for, and all of the defensive tactics training in case there is an incident you can defend yourself. The other is basic probation and parole officer training. Okay. And that's for our probation and parole officers, and they actually spend 6 weeks here at the Academy. And pretty much the same techniques, the defensive tactics, firearms, qualifications, and the other classes will consist of things that they would need in their field, whether it's strong arm, whether it's other defensive tactics training, things that will allow them to do their job better.
Okay. So if a new employee is thinking about joining up with Team TDOC and they're getting ready to come to the Academy, how would you tell them the best way to prepare for coming to the Academy? Do they need to do a lot of push-ups, run a lot of miles? What do they need to do to get themselves ready for the experience here?
Well, and that's a good question. But the main thing is that you are somewhat physically fit. And as a pre-requirement for coming to the Academy, you do have to have a physical. And so that gauges, whether or not you can handle any kind of physical activity. Okay. People get scared away about what they think that we do here, but you want to be physically fit. You want to be able to answer a drill, and so we do have those techniques, in place. Okay.
What if you're not at the best of shape right now? You're not ready to do the Ironman, but you still want to actually take part. Is there a program to help them get up to speed?
We've had people to come through the Academy, and their sole purpose as becoming an officer is also to lose weight. So they come in with the mindset that, okay, well, we're going to do this physical activity. I can get into that dress, or I can lose that weight that I've been trying to, but unable. Okay. So, I think that really plays a part in some of the people coming here.
So that's an extra benefit to come to the Academy.
Absolutely.
All right, great. So for Terence, I want to ask you some questions about training throughout the state.
Sure.
Obviously, we just talked about for new employees, but there's tons of training that the department does every day for every level of leadership, every level of employee. Right. How do you balance all that with all the different things that are going on with the department?
Well, we know that training is a top priority, and we have to make it a really, really significant priority for everyone across the state. The only way that we are going to be the best agency in the country is if we make sure our employees are the best employees in the country. So we have a real regimented schedule of training that happens every day in different places across the state, and in-service training, and including regional pre-service training for some correctional officers and probation officers that train in the West or in the East or in the middle, but they're not coming to the Academy. So we have a schedule that we look at. We make sure that we're offering the things that the managers and leaders want. And also we get feedback annually from the staff members of saying these are things that we feel we need to help our jobs and be better at our jobs. So then we try to incorporate those into our annual training schedule.
Awesome. So I know we have Comet, which is on the horizon. Yes. That's a huge training lift.
It is.
Can you give us a little sneak peek of what you guys have planned?
Yes. It's going to be intensive, I can tell you that. We're expecting to be doing training in all parts of the state almost simultaneously. I think that's the only way that we're going to be able to reach all the people that we need to reach. And just as a reminder to all of our staff and our partners out in the community, we're not only training TDOC staff, we're training our partners in the community also. We've got Tricor, we've got Core Civic, we've got courts and the judges, and we've got law enforcement also that we have to train. So we're really getting ramped up and amped up, if you will, to get this training done in the field.
I don't think people yet understand, how many training hours would you say that your department does every year?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question. Well, let me break it down like this. We have 6,500 staff members, right? And we know that almost all of those people have to have at least 16 hours of training a year. So if you just take that right there, you're over a couple of 100,000 hours of training. And that's just not including all the pre-service training, which is 6 weeks of training for all of those staff members who come through. And that number of people that comes through those programs is roughly around 1,600.
So that's one thing the department has to, continuously enforce and also continuously preach about is our continuous education model. I mean, it's not that you come into the department and then you just stop learning.
That's correct.
You continuously learn as things evolve and change every year. You have to have an open mind and always looking for those new things.
Yes.
So how does your training staff stay abreast of the new changes and keep themselves ready to teach the next class?
Right. Well, and one thing about the academy is that the instructors, they love what they do. So there's outside training that they attend with the blessings of Mr. Davis here. And they're also going back to the institutions and probation parole offices to keep abreast of the updated training that's needed. And we are hiring, or when we do hiring, we are specific in our hiring in the sense that where can they fit our need? If you're probation and parole at the time, and once we bring you in, we want you to teach those particular classes, as well as if you're coming from the instructor realm, that they have opportunity to teach what they already know and to keep us abreast as what's going on outside.
I always say for this job, you have to be a little bit bilingual when it comes to careers. You have to have great education practices, but also understand corrections.
That's right.
And
Yes.
so that's amazing that you have staff that are able to juggle and speak both languages so well. So
Yes.
if you were talking to Team TDOC right now, what would you say about ongoing training? What would you love them to hear directly from you? What little bit of wisdom do you want to impart to them right now?
Sure. I would say that the academy is on the move. We're doing a lot of things here. We're updating dorm rooms. We're updating food services. We want this to be a pleasant place to visit and to spend your week or 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks. And we're making that available with updated classrooms and things of that nature. So we want you, we need you. And, my biggest selling point to any new cadet that comes in with the video that Commissioner did. And that selling point is, Commissioner was here. He started where you are right now. And going forward, why can't you have those aspirations? And I think that's a big selling point to what we do.
And for Terence, I know that you're always on the lookout for the next horizon. So
Yes.
I heard about this learning management system and
Yes.
some other key things that are on the horizon. What do you want people to know about that?
What I want everyone to know is that the Academy is in a continuous learning and improvement process. We want to be keeping up with the trends that are going on in our profession. We want our staff members to have the most up-to-date and advanced opportunities to learn as possible. So with that, we have implemented a new learning management system and a new real classroom management process too. We've gone to 50-minute teaching increments versus sometimes classes going a little bit longer, hour and a half or hour and 45. We realize that we lose people's attention. So we want to make sure that we're keeping up with the trends that are going to allow adult learners to learn the best. And we realize that with all the challenges we have coming forward and all the new initiatives that we have coming, that we've got to make sure that we're preparing people and giving them the opportunity to engage in this learning the way that they want to engage in it. We want them to be eager to learn, is what we want. And we want to be able to give them an environment that allows them to get the information the way they want to.
Okay, cool. Anything else you want to add, gentlemen?
No.
I think they're clamming up on me.
Yeah.
So that's going to be it for tonight's TDOC Talks. As you know, we're here every first and third Thursday at 6 o'clock. So I hope you join us and check in with us. If you want to know more about the Academy or about employment with TDOC or about ongoing learning, please check us out at www.tn.gov/correction. Have a great night.